Hello everyone. Been a quite eventful couple of days for you boy Shango. I want to say hi to all you new people that are here now. This is my information. This is the website that me and DC Fanatic run. tdcs.tv, thedallascowboyshow.com.tv, and my Twitter is @JohnShango. All right. Yesterday I was feeling really weird because I hadn't had a rant video in a long time. I think I ran it on Albert Hainsworth, which was the funniest after in the beat 'em up for stomping Gerard, and also I ranted on Alex Barron. You remember the game with Washington you remember that game. And that game actually caused me to kind of detach from making these videos for a minute, and my videos sucked for a minute because I was so upset with the Cowboy organization. But this year, I went to training camp the whole time. I decided that if I'm going to continue to make these videos, I'm going to be completely honest with myself. All these videos are straight. I turn on record and I start talking because I want you to see the absolute honest truth that's coming out of me, my truth and what I see or whatever. And the video after Sunday was truth. That was what I was feeling at that moment. I couldn't have made that video 20 minutes later. I couldn't have made that video 10 minutes later. It had to be made right at the end of the game when we're all feeling the exact same way. And the Dallas Cowboys, hopefully, the Dallas Cowboys can understand how their performance made us, who live and breathe the Dallas Cowboys, made us feel on Sunday. Okay? Now, I want to two things. First, I didn't congratulate Seattle. You know, I always keep it classy here at this site. Seattle, brilliant game played. Brilliant game. I've had my eye on your team for a minute. I am very impressed by what you've done so far, and I'm looking to see what you guys are going to do moving forward. That NFC West is really interesting, and I really want to see what happens there. Number two, I want to say I'm sorry to Cleveland. Again, like I said, I keep it classy here. I don't usually. It's hard to talk junk, not talk junk about other teams, but I try not to talk junk about other teams. That just kind of slipped out because I knew Cleveland needed a receiver. You're buying that one? No. Okay. Cleveland has a great defense, and they're going to be one of those aggressive defenses that we will face. Their defense ended up better than our defense last year, and it's not going to be an easy game. That is the complete, straight honesty. And T-Rich looks like he's going to be a force. All right, let's go into it. I want to thank some of the mainstream media for putting my video out there for other diehard Cowboys that's been outside of the internet. I've been on the internet since 2006, and those Cowboy fans who are on the internet all the time, in the blogs, on the forums and things of that sort, have seen me. I have probably over 4 million views in that time period, 3.3 here at YouTube because I was actually making videos before YouTube. But there were some mainstream media that were trying to clown me, which is okay. I don't mind that. But do your research. I mean, there was at least 4 or 5 blogs out there that said, wow, he's so stupid, he's mad here, but then 2 weeks ago he said he made this video with the Dallas Cowboys being the best team in the NFL. It was a misleading title. One of my pet peeves here is people who make comments off titles and do not listen to the video. And I've seen it time and time again. People will say something that is just completely to the title. But if you listen to that, I stuck to after the game with the Giants, I was still sticking to my preseason prediction, which is on there on YouTube, of the Cowboys being an 8-8 football team this year. And I said it could be worse as 6-10 or as good as 11-5. But I'm thinking that there would still be at 8-8. So that's where my head was. But It's on this one guy in Houston. I don't want to say where he's from, but he was like going off. He broke down my entire video and tried to say something witty, which it wasn't. Talked about, oh wow, who are you yelling at about? Shut up! You were overconfident saying the Dallas Cowboys were the best in the league. You didn't do your research, and that bugs me about the mainstream media. There's a lot of you out there that don't do your research, and and especially if you're gonna actually go out and try to slam someone. Do your research. Understand. But this dude, they're so thirsty for somebody to listen to him. You look under his article, there's not one comment. Not one comment under his article. But he's sitting there trashing me, talking all junk about me, and you didn't do your research. The fan, some people were telling me I was on the 105 The Fan or whatever, and I was like, oh cool. But then I found out that they're actually trashing me on the fan, saying that I'm some guy in my basement. I'm like, I've been on the fan before. The Fan's put my videos on there before. TV stations in Dallas have had my videos on there. On there. One television station, I think TXA 21 used to play my video out there every game, like 3 years ago, 2 years ago. What are you talking about? It's easy to find out who John Shango is. I've been here since 2006. You just put in in Google, John Shang, and I'll pop up. But they don't do their research. That's why it's a dying medium. They're just there for a check, and they're fighting to keep their check. But they don't like football. They're not real Cowboy fans. So why do we listen to them? If you're not ESPN or NFL Network or Fox or one of the big boys, you're absolutely irrelevant. Period. That's the new world. Sorry. So I'm thankful for the new people that's come here. You will find that this place is awesome. Underneath, below, the comments that are there, I keep them clean. Some people were saying bad stuff in that video, like calling me the N-word or whatever. But if you say something like that, then you're deleted and you're blocked. If you're not adding value to a football conversation, below in the comments, it's deleted. If you're rude or nasty or anything like that, you're blocked. Keep it clean down there. So enjoy, watch my videos, and then, like I said, the best part of my video is my subscribers who are awesome. My subscribers below who add extreme value to the video by putting good comments down there. So thank you, and I hope you enjoy what we do here. Now let me get into the game. Dez. It's not my thing. I said it yesterday on DC Fanatic Radio. It's not my thing to call out players. I never call out players unless I see a distinct need to say something. I don't say anything about Romo. I don't say anything about anyone unless I absolutely have to. And this is a case where I felt, especially from what we went through this offseason defending him, that he needs to produce. Now, someone on Twitter said, and this is a great point, I'm glad I get to bring it up. Someone on Twitter said, well, Victor Cruz dropped 3 passes versus us last week. You didn't hear the New York Giants wanting to trade or cut him or whatever. Let's look at that. Production. Victor Cruz has 1,773 yards with 8 100-yard games in 17 games, averaging 104 yards per game. Dez Bryant has 1,591 yards with 1 100-yard game in 12 more games, 29, averaging 55 yards per game. And we all know this guy has more skills than this guy, but this guy produces. And in the NFL, production matters. And if this guy, if he's not producing, if he's causing off the field issues for us to have to address, then what value are you giving the Dallas Cowboys? The only value that I see right now is the value that's going in Jerry Jones' pockets from your jersey sales and from ticket sales and from the training camp when you walk out and everybody is screaming, Dez, sign this, or whatever. That's the only value I see right now. So this has got to pick up. I mean, we're playing football here. We're not doing a movie or whatever where we're creating stars and all that kind of stuff. We're playing football. And this is really for a star, for a guy of that much, with that much talent. As I said before, I've never seen a receiver with the Dallas Cowboys as talented as Dez Bryant. And Michael Irvin is my man. Love me some Michael Irvin. I did a video with Michael Irvin. I did a video with Romo. That's what I'm saying. What is wrong with the fan? I've done a video with Romo. I've done a video with T.O. I've done a video with Sam Hurd. No, I didn't do it. No, I haven't done. I have not done anything with Sam Hurd ever in my life. Period. But he has got to pick up the production. And whether it's his working on his route running, whether it is figuring out more in the offensive game plan to make sure you're executing the game plan, or whatever it is, or if it's Jason. Some people say it's Jason Garrett not feeding him the ball. If it's Jason Garrett, there's a problem. If it's Tony Romo needs to start leaning on Dez like he leans on Witten. Witten, when he throws to Witten on third, he's going to throw the Witten on third down. Witten is the safety blanket for Tony Romo. That's cool. And back in the 90s Cowboys, if it was 3rd and 8, you knew Aikman was going back. It was going to be a curl to Michael Irvin. You knew it. I knew it. The Washington Redskins who were playing knew it. Everybody knew it. It was a curl. And Troy Aikman threw it. Pat, catch, first down, let's keep it going. That's what we need. That's what we need from this guy, because he is insanely talented. Now, I said I would get into Witten. There's a problem with Jason Witten right now. And I don't know what it is. I think, in my opinion, from me watching Jason Witten out there play, because he stunk it up also. From me watching Jason Witten, I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready to be back there out there on the football field. Now, his body may be ready, but the fact that he knows that he has such a serious life-threatening or livelihood, if it's not life-threatening, it's livelihood-threatening injury out there on that field, that has to have some kind of effect on your brain. And Seattle, it was in their game plan. Nothing bad to that. This is football. It's a hard sport to play. They were hitting Witten hard. And every time he got hit, I was cringing. So I know that he could have been thinking about his body. He's got children. He could have been thinking about his children or whatever. I mean, the guy's a human being. We want to think that he's not a human being because he's so tough and he wants to prove how tough he is at all times. But he is a human being. So there's something going on with Jason Witten. Maybe we need to focus somewhere else or use John Phillips more or whatever. John Phillips made a nice catch in the game. So I don't know what's going on with Jason Witten. I'm pulling for him to get back to where he was. We all love Jason Witten for anything. The reason why people say, why don't you jump on Witten or whatever? Me and Witten have history. Witten and I have history. You know, he's done several things, running down the field with his helmet off, all kind of stuff. So no, I'm not going to drag Witten. I want Witten to become the Witten of old. And if he can't, I want him to have a great life because he's made us Dallas Cowboys very happy through his career. All right, next. Where was the run game? 12 carries for 44 yards is highly unacceptable. And this is the thing that most of us Dallas Cowboy fans have problems with Jason Garrett, with him abandoning the run. This was a winnable game. In the second half, this was a very winnable game. A very winnable game. And our offensive line, yes, they have issues. Even in the Giant game, there weren't very many holes for DeMarco Murray. But on one run, he looked, and found the hole and a crease, and that's all this kid needs. And he found that crease, and he was gone down the sidelines. That's what you have to do. You have to stick with the running game. My Madden team is 4-0 because I stick to the running game. You know what I'm saying? You have to stick with the running game because it will prove well somewhere, whether it's resting your defense, whether it is taking time off the clock when it needs to be time, whatever it is, running the ball is immensely helpful in the game of football. This is unacceptable, Jason Garrett, and this is the kind of stuff that's going to turn the Dallas Cowboy fans against you and cause you to lose your job. Next, speaking of losing jobs, where was Rob Ryan's blitz at? I watch all these football games. I have the package on NFL.com, and I watch Seattle versus Arizona. In Arizona, if any Seattle people out there, you saw Arizona was giving you the business, giving Russell Wilson the business. They were blitzing him in the backfield, harassing him, and I'm watching this with Arizona. I'm like, oh, if Arizona can do this, I mean, that's Rob Ryan's thing, you know, blitzing and everything. We should be able to get to him. We left everybody out in coverage. We got $50 million in one corner. We mortgaged the draft for another corner, but we left everybody else back there with him in coverage. I didn't understand how you didn't blitz the absolute heck out of a rookie. I don't understand that. And if the common sentiment is he's not going to be with the Dallas Cowboys next year. If he doesn't have a good season, he's fired. If he has a good season, he's going to get a head coaching job somewhere probably. But right now it looks toward the latter, that he's not going to he's with a performance like that, he's not going to do it. And the blitz wasn't the main problem with Rob Ryan's defense. The main problem with Rob Ryan's defense was those 4-quarter drives. That crazy Shango video would never have happened if it wasn't for that 4-quarter drive. I would have been after the game. I was like, yeah, I told you about Seattle. They were good. They were strong. They had blah, 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 blah. We got to work on it. That would have been my after-game video. But when you're watching your team get grinded on by Skittles, I love that name, Skittles. But you see your team getting grinded on by Skittles for 88 yards and then 90 yards. In the fourth quarter, they had 29 plays. We had 7, and that's including a punt. So really 6. This makes you go crazy. Therefore, the video had to be made because this makes fans go crazy. And doing DeMarcus Ware, I love DeMarcus Ware, comes back and says, well, after he watched the tape, he feels better. I'm like, how can you feel better with this result? They exposed Laporte. No, that rant from Shango should have been done by Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett should have had a Mike Gundy speech all over the internet after this kind of performance. He should have ripped the whole team. But no, we get the same spill, the same robotic, oh, we're working on it, blah, 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 and we were improving, blah, blah. We get the same spill. And it's just like the organization is so hell-bent on lying to us in that way. And it's just unbelievable sometimes. And the last point I want to make is that hit on Sean Lee. Now, I put this setup with the big board here because I wanted to put the coaches film on here because I have the coaches film through NFL.com. I was going to put the coaches film up here so you can see the actual hit and actual, because people were wondering why didn't the Cowboy players do anything. You can actually see, you know, every Cowboy player and their reaction after the hit, and what did they do? Did they walk toward him? Did they walk toward a player? Did they walk toward Golden Tate or whatever? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what happened because I haven't seen the coaches tape yet. But I tell you what, people want to know my view on this. I tell you my view on this. Hold on. How I see the Sean Lee hit, the NFL would judge whether that's legal or not. Whatever it is, I'll deal with it. I'm on to the next game. I'm not worried about it. I'm more worried about how we can get better on defense, how we can improve from the mistakes we made. This guy's golden. And the Dallas Cowboys need to find out what makes Sean Lee tick. And they need to reproduce it and place it in every single player on the Dallas Cowboy offense and defense. He's golden, people. When he got hit, he he had to get himself together first. But then he's up. Talk about a leader. He's up hitting DeMarcus Ware like, let's do this, let's make this stop. He's pumping up his teammates as he could have a concussion, but he's pumping up his teammates, telling them, let's go, until they check him out on the sideline and make sure he's okay. And then he's out there making tackles. While another reason why I wanted to see the coaches tape, because I could swore I saw other Cowboy players not coming off blocks and letting Marshawn Lynch run and then try to pursue after he's passed them. I saw last year with Brandon Jacobs. I saw them do it with Brandon Jacobs last year. So I wanted to look at the coaches tape to make sure that really wasn't going on a professional level. So I'm not worried about that hit with Sean Lee. Sean Lee's not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. What I'm worried about now, gotta let it go. That Seattle game's gone. This is another physical football team that lost a heartbreaker, same way that Seattle did the week before. They lost a heartbreaker to the New York Giants. They had them. They had them down. So they are right now. They are seething and they are ready. And I'll tell you something else. The buzz is out on the Dallas Cowboys. Teams are going to be physical with us because we folded versus the Seattle Seahawks. Teams are going to say, well, let's just be physical with the Dallas Cowboys and see what happens. So this team, they can do it. They can do it on offense and they can do it on defense. So we'll see. I'll have my pregame video up Thursday. And I'll be on Twitter. I was on Twitter all day yesterday talking to people. I try to answer. If you looked at the comments on the other video, I try to answer everybody's comments that I can. And on Twitter too. So it's going to suck my day up. And I got a big game versus the Ravens in my Man League. So I've got a busy day. It's like 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. So I've got to get this done. And then I got to get to talking to people and whipping some Raven behind. All right. Well, welcome to all the new people. Welcome. And all the old people, thanks for sticking around and show these guys how we do it here and how we keep it classy. All right. Peace out.